Alright, so took a quick break. Storm passed. Got a little bit of rain, not too bad. Went home, had to get some stuff out of the yard I was painting. And a couple of floodlights. So now what we're going to do, now that we got both cylinders on, put our base gaskets on. And again, these are the Comatec gaskets that came in the kit. They only go on one way, so and on the stock engine you have a O-ring that goes on this dowel, on these two dowels, but they don't apply for this engine. So once you get that on, you got these, like I said, stage 2 light heads from NRHS, oversized valves, high compression springs. Now these are pretty they only go on one way. Just make sure that your head gasket doesn't come off of the studs and the dowels and stuff. And again, you want to make sure that both surfaces are clean so that you get a solid seal, because you don't want a blown head gasket later down the road, and you don't want anything leaking by. So once you got that, push rod side goes to the right side of the bike. Like that. Again, being careful that you align the dowels. Move it around, and then I'll pop that in place. Make sure that's seated. Now, what's really important with these is torque sequence. I think you actually torque them like 4 times. And that's because you want to make sure you get a solid seat. It's got a torque pattern, just diagonal star pattern, just like you do with car lug nuts. And so these. Take these head bolts. You got shorter ones, and then you got longer ones. The longer ones go in the center, I guess you would say, and then the shorter ones go outboard where the spark plug holes are. So I sandblasted these, so they are a little rusted because these center ones are exposed to the atmosphere. So get a little closer. Alright, and then you'll just go finger tight with these to begin with. Because like I said, torque sequence is important with these. Yeah, I need some better beer. I didn't stop by the store. Drinking what I got left in the fridge. But you put those in, hand tight again, like I said. There's not much to these as far as assembly wise, but it's a very important, if not the most important part. And these go right here. Kind of hard to see in the shop. Now these are inverted Torx, so actually one of the few inverted Torx bits that are on this bike. You have mostly everything is hex, and then of course standard, because it's a Harley, not a fucking Jap bike. And you've got your brake caliber. Let's come on this side. Brake caliber mounting bolts are internal Torx as well. So we'll come over to the toolbox. Got internal Torx bits, standard here. Alrighty. 1/2 inch. So once we by hand, the start out torquing them low torque. I think the book says like 12, and I think the final is like 42. So we'll torque that in a minute. We'll get this other cylinder head installed. So, and now the gasket kit comes with these valve seats. If you can see in there, they have, it's a seal, and this is already assembled. Like I said, this is stage 2 kit, so look in there, all that's already assembled, so I don't have to worry about that. I'll have some extra gaskets left over. But nice, clean, polished surface. Like I said, you want that to seal good. And then going this way, you got your 2 valve springs. And push rods come through here. Push rods will go down through this into this valve tappet, and then as these camshafts come around, lifts up, and then the rocker boxes have rocker arms on there to push down on these valves. One intake, one exhaust per cylinder. So this is, some of the newer bikes have twin cams, and you'll notice the push rods twist and they come in together, and there's 2 lobes on these camshafts. But like I said, this is the 01 and has 4 camshafts. So like I said, clean surfaces, and make sure you align everything properly, and it should just right down. Alrighty, there we go. Now if you look at how high this sits, I had to go with a 3-inch tank riser for the tank because it actually sits so high. And I'll show you the rocker boxes. Now, you've got the rocker boxes, which are 3-part, 3 pieces. So you've got the cover, and you got the middle section, which rides, which houses your your rocker arms. And like I said, push down on the push rods. So if you look, like I said, I got the old gaskets in these just because I was painting them. These will go on like this. Get this out of the way. And if you look how tight, and again, like I said, that's not helmet up. You put these on the 3 separate pieces. But if you look how tight that is, usually the stock engine sits, I don't know, somewhere around here. My tank comes over, and it's you can't do any work on this engine without the tank off. So looking to finish this bike up hopefully this weekend. I'm painting everything, doing everything myself actually. Sandblasted everything, all my tins, as you can tell, there's nothing on there. Oil tank, everything's missing. Going with a hot rod black, and then something special on the wheels. I have to see how that turns out. But I didn't go with the roller rockers, like I said. These are just flat rocker arms, and They push down right on the top of the valve spring. Roller rockers, it's less friction, get a little more, but for the money, not really worth it. I've got, like I said, the N4 high lift cams from Andrews, port and polish stage 2 light heads, and got some more parts over here. Got this. Let's move this out of the way. Take these out in the light so we can see what we got here. Again, this will be all for another day. So you got the this is the Daytona Twin Tech 1005 SEX ignition module. So really cool part, actually. If you look at this, this allows you to select different modes as far as single fire, dual fire, and multi-fire mode. Now what that does is, like I said, those pistons on that fork and blade type crankshaft fire almost simultaneously, but when they do, on a stock bike, both pistons or both spark plugs are firing at the same time. You get a little rattle, low RPMs, you get a little backfire, and so what this is it allows you to run a single fire operation, and that, like I said, it makes it easier for starting, especially when it's cold, and then just smoother operation. And then up in the upper RPMs, you have more power. And then this is the single fire coil. And like I said, so you got the mode select, single fire, dual fire, multi-fire. Now advanced slope, what that does is allows you to adjust. Know how to put it. If you've seen a dyno before, it goes up in a slope just like that. And what that allows you to do is certain RPMs, you know, more power. You can do more advanced slopes. Obviously, it's at a 0 right now. If you got a stock engine, you'll probably run 3, 4. I'll probably be running 7. I don't know. I'm going to take it to the dyno after I get it close. After I get it put together and running. Like I said, that allows to enhance performance, more advanced curves. And then you got your RPM limit. You got to 1,000 and then by 100 again. And it comes with everything. You've got to wire this up with the Dukes connectors and new wires. Then, right here, and actually that pink wire right there, you can wire it up to plug into the PC. So you can actually set your advanced slopes, your own custom advanced slopes, almost kind of like a power band with a dirt bike. You can control when that kicks in, actually fully tunable, as well as with this Mikuni. It's a Mikuni 42 millimeter flat slide carburetor. And what this does is, it's with the stock carb, you just have a lot of, it's not very responsive. With this being an upright flat slide, it's just smoother operations. And what I'll actually do is I'll take the slide out, I'll disassemble it, take the slide out, polish it with some mothers, less friction, you know, more responsive. And this you can adjust almost, you know, air fuel mixture. You can actually adjust both jets, your pilot jet, your main jet, and you know, allowing you more fuel, less fuel, depending on what kind of engine you were going with. So that's all that, and this is the easy kit, is what it's what it says. So that comes with this mounting system, which allows me to run this all in this big sucker air filter. So cams, heads, you know, oversized engine, which 1250 from NRHS, ignition module, carburetor, and air filter. So hopefully that'll be done this weekend. Do a little bit more work. I'm gonna put the push rods in, put these rocker boxes on, but actually we'll go ahead and do that now. Alright, so we'll take this rocker box off, set that aside until we get these heads torqued down. So we got our internal torques. See what it says. Torque sequence. Go ahead and set our torque wrench to 80 foot-pounds. Yeah, you're right, Nils. Actually, it's two per occasion, no more than 3 per day. So first beer occasion was the cylinders, second beer occasion is the cylinder heads, or the front cylinder head. My third beer will be rear cylinder head. So guess I still got it figured out. So, like I said, star pattern. And we'll get everything snugged up because, like I said, these aren't that tight yet. Torque wrench barely fits in there. Alright. Now, the book calls to lubricate the studs with clean engine oil. I had some Lubriplate that was on them, but if you do that, you don't want to leave excess oil on there, because what that'll do is it'll hydrolock, or not hydrolock, but it'll get in the way of torquing those heads down. It won't actually get a proper torque. Daniel, you want to come over here and give me a hand? I can use it. Alright. Alright, I'm going to have to put this away because I'm not getting any work done. So, shears bolt off in the block. Yeah. Nope. You're a decky brother. You don't know nothing about that engineering life.